All right, hey you guys, this is Professor Vit. I hope you guys enjoyed the first week of the course. I've got a couple of announcements, so I sent them to you in this video. The first one is the original syllabus that I sent out had the wrong dates on it. So I was using an old calendar from the Board of Trustees, which they still actually have posted on the LBCC website, but that differs from the dates which are administered from admissions and records, and so we're going to go with admissions and records. And the fault is wholly mine, and I apologize for any confusion. So let me get through to you guys first where the changes of the assignments are going to take place. So the only change to your assignments is that your presentation is due on July the 26th. The percentages are still the same. The Roswell paper is still due on July the 18th, but your presentation is due much earlier. Now, why? What does this mean? Well, originally I had calendared this course to last the entire term. In the past it has, but it doesn't this time. So we are going to make a shift here in the assignments. So here, the first week, June the 20th to the 27th, is exactly the same. The second week is exactly the same. June the 27th to July the 5th, you're going to have one chapter on sources and one exam. When you come back from the July the 4th break, those of you taking it, you'll find a big chunk of work. 2 chapters that week and a paper assignment, which is due, again, as we had mentioned earlier, July the 18th before midnight, or before midnight. I'm sorry, this is a horrible typo that I can't fix on PDF, but that's okay. I'll fix it in the original. So your Roswell papers are due the same date. Remember, this is a big chunk of work when you come back from July the 4th, but then the next week you will have one chapter and an exam. Then the week after that, one chapter and an exam. Then the following week, one chapter and an exam, but your presentation is due July the 26th. What I am going to do is I'm going to try to open up the Roswell module early and your presentation module early. The sooner you get them done, the better off you are. And if I open them earlier now, it may help you shift around and get the most out of the assignment and have the most time for it. Okay, also just a quick side note, I got a very thoughtful and touching email from a student. And it was, essentially this: look, I liked the course. I like your videos. It's really fun, but a little scary maybe, like just a little bit sort of heavy-handed. So I actually thought it was an excellent point. I don't know why, but it just sort of, I got very into the paranormal theme, and I think it maybe colored the syllabus. So I've got a more positive kind of, perhaps even more awesome picture on the front of our syllabus here. And again, this is to sort of celebrate, this is Lee, she's I believe it's a she. She is an artist and does these wonderful, like very high-res, color, fine line detail pictures. But this is really thought to celebrate the mind, right? This sort of blossoming right here is cerebral and artistic, so it's kind of it's fitting. Now, that much being said, the other image that I changed, excuse me for this, was the obedience one with all the doll heads. And the idea there is we're just trying to foster independent thought. But this picture is kind of a fun old picture of a frozen rope trick. I'd say I'd be genuinely surprised if this rope trick violates the laws of physics. This is obviously some kind of a trick, and the quote here is, "Doubt grows with knowledge." And this is a quote from Goethe, who's a great writer, but the general idea is, look, the more you learn and the more you learn deeply about something, the more you begin to see sort of the contours of it and where it falls short. The more you learn, the more you know, the less you learn, if that makes any sense. And I think that's true. The more that you begin to learn about a subject, the more you realize how complex it is, and the less dead sure of yourself you are. And that's a healthy thing because it allows you to avoid confirmation bias and so forth. Okay, let's get down to what you're doing this week. All right, now originally, I'm just showing these here. This is an Atlantis packet, which I've traditionally done during this week. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hide these, and I'm going to give you guys the opportunity when you come back to do this Atlantis module for extra credit. It's a lot of fun. It talks about where we get the basis for the idea of Atlantis, and it questions whether or not there's enough evidence to demonstrate that claim. It also weighs heavily on this Chapter 3 involving sources. So, nice short week. You've got watch the Chapter 3 video and read Chapter 3, and then you have one exam. It closes on July the 5th at midnight, so make sure you get it done for those of you, again, celebrating the holiday before the holiday hits. Okay. So that's all you've got for this week, but remember there have been changes to the syllabus. We covered those, principally your assignments. Your presentation is due much earlier, about a month or so earlier here. So I'm going to compensate for that by trying to open it earlier and also do the same thing for the Roswell paper. You guys have done great so far. I love hearing from you folks. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, don't hesitate to email me, rvitt@lbcc.edu, or tweet me, professor@professorvitt, V as in Victor, ITT, or find me on Instagram. It's Professor Vitt. Okay, look forward to hearing from you guys. 1 week in the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6-ish, 5-ish to go. All right, you guys. See you soon.